sunset because it's 5:45 in the morning. Ooh, it is early. So it is the first day of clinicals. Yay! I'd be more excited, but I am so tired. And I was so worried about my alarm not going off or me not waking up or something happening and I not get up for school. And I just didn't sleep all night. So I was up like every hour, all night long. So yeah. So I'm really tired. So I know because our instructors posted something, I believe Monday or so. I apologize, it is so dark, but it's so dark. There's nothing happening out here. So Monday our instructors posted what our clinical week 2 assignment is going to be. And this week it is going to be a scavenger hunt. So we're going to tour the facility, and we have a sheet of paper full of things that we need to find. So that's part of our assignment this week. So we'll need to find those things and I guess list where they are. The other thing we need to do is a nursing care plan. And there's another thing. Oh, so every week we're going to be given a blank page with different categories on it, and I guess they're gonna tell us the medications. They said they're gonna pick medications that we need to find out all the information for. So I have my blank page, but we don't know what the medications are yet. So we are now waiting on that. So those 3 things will be our week 2 clinical assignment. I'm sorry, I'm a bit spacey because it's so early and I didn't sleep. The other thing that's going on is nursing school has caused me some really dangerous high blood pressure. And I am now on medication for the high blood pressure. I mean, it was, I believe, Sunday night, it was like 161/105 or something like that. So not good. And, before I started the nursing program, we had to get a physical, and they took my blood pressure, and it was like 130/80 something. So it's clearly from the nursing program, causing me a lot of stress. I'm not showing a lot of outward stress. I'm not, I don't typically show a lot of outward stress, but I internalize it, and my body's obviously not handling it very well. So be aware of the stress of nursing school, because wow, for my blood pressure to have gone up that much just in a matter of 2 months. Thanks. So anyway, I have looked up to see how long of a drive I have today to get to the clinical site, and it's about 30 minutes. And because it is so early in the morning and there's no lights or anything, there's often critters trying to cross the road, unfortunately. So I am going to get off the camera and make sure I don't hit any critters in the road. And I will let you know how first day of clinical goes when I finish up today. Talk to you later. Hey, there's our sunrise with a crane in it. Good morning. So it is Thursday. Yesterday was a super long day. My day started at 4:45 in the morning when I woke up, and I left the house at 5:45. Got to the long-term care facility at around like 6:15, and we started the day at 6:30. We walked in the door and signed in and started pre-conference and everything. So we didn't leave there until 7 p.m. So it was over 12 hours. I only went to the bathroom one time in that 12 and a half hours. I was just busy all day long. And there was just, you have to have a key to get in, and, you know, finding the time to find a key was just not happening. So, yeah, but it was a really good day in terms of like, you know, I saw a lot, and it was, you know, I felt a really beneficial experience. You know, I assisted in 2 brief changes on 2 mobile patients, and one without a hip, you know, and I did vital signs down the resident hall, which is basically long-term care, and down the acute hall, which is really short-term care. So did vital signs there with a couple of different machines, so kind of got some real world experience on using the different machines available. We distributed trays for breakfast and lunch, and assisted in feeding, you know, to some patients. Tried to, you know, chat them up and talk to them, especially the ones that have been there a while. But unfortunately, the ones that are there long term, they're not all there for the most part, you know. So, and they have their routines, so they're not really into chatting. A lot of them can't even hear you. So, you know, so there's some barriers there, you know, communication barriers, which is something we talked about in class. And what else did I do? We did have a lunch break. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, you know, we had to go around the facility trying to find where everything was, which was actually really helpful, because with those brief changes, I had to keep running down to the linen storage, and then to the hall bathroom that the patients use for their showers and stuff, in order to get wet towels, you know, for the brief changes, when they soiled themselves. So yeah, I mean, it was a really busy day, but it was a really good day. I had adrenaline going for the whole day, so it was a little difficult to settle down enough to go to sleep. But in terms of, you know, I didn't have any issues or anything with things. It was a really good learning experience, I felt. So as far as theory goes today, I know everyone that was there with us yesterday is probably just exhausted. But I have a feeling the instructor that did clinicals on Monday and Tuesday is probably now well rested. So I'm assuming there's going to be a quiz. So we'll see how that goes. They uploaded the PowerPoint late last night. I don't know what time it was, but it was pretty late because I was already in bed. Didn't see it until 6:30 this morning, and it doesn't work, the link. So I don't know why they wait until the last second to post it. I don't really understand that. But I sent them a message early this morning letting them know that the link doesn't work, but I never did hear back, and now it's 7:40, so no time to fix it now. But I'm assuming there's going to be a quiz. The material this week is on infection prevention and control, and I did all the SharePath for it, but that was over the weekend, and you know, I printed out the other papers that were posted late last night that I didn't see this until this morning. But you know, not a lot you can do first thing in the morning. I mean, so I wanted to get to school a little bit earlier so that I could review infection prevention. Unfortunately, I need gas too, so I have to go make a gas pit stop, and I ended up leaving the house like 20 minutes later than I really wanted to. So that kind of eats into my available study time. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I followed up last week after theory. I think I did, where we had that quiz that was kind of screwed up, and everyone kind of got a different version and number of questions, and I think I did. But so that was this week. I mean, honestly, even though we are down to 2 days a week instead of 4, still feels like 4. It's very busy. But yeah, I mean, as far as first clinical day, pretty good. So I'm gonna leave it on a positive note on that and go get gas for the vehicle and then head off to school and hopefully get there slightly early so that I can do a little bit of review on infection prevention. And I'll talk to you guys later. Hey everybody, so it's Friday, 3 o'clock. I'm in the pickup line. I've got kind of contraption working here. I've got a fan blowing on me here. I've got a little handheld fan blowing on me from the steering wheel that I connected, and I've got a jacket hanging off my window because the sun is blazing. And it's only 3, so there's like no little contraption there, but it's only 3, but I have to be here to get my daughter to tumbling on time, so my kids don't get out for over an hour still. Anyway, and also I got my hair colored today, so it looks good. But anyway, I wanted to finish up because yesterday I don't think I finished up the video from lecture. So, you know, when we first got to class, our instructor pretty much said, so I was thinking this morning, and we all let out like a collective, oh no, like what is it going to be this time? And she said that ordeal last week with the quiz on communication that was all fumbled up because of who she delegated the task of making copies of the quiz to didn't fulfill that duty. And some people ended up with 5 questions, some people ended up with 6 questions. Some of the questions were a lot easier than others, so they did better because our exams are different, our quizzes, so like everyone has a different version. So I guess her conscience told her that probably wasn't a fair opportunity for everybody. So she gave us a new communication quiz right off the bat yesterday morning with 10 questions. And she said that grade, if it was better, would take the place of our previous quiz grade from last week. So I did a little bit better, but not as good. And honestly, I don't understand why, because all I do is study and do assignments, and it doesn't seem to be enough. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But so then right after that, she had us write down 5 things we learned about our readings from this week on infection prevention, just on a blank piece of paper, also like quiz style. So we just had to write 5 things. And then we did the PowerPoint lecture and took a break for some lunch for like 20 or 30 minutes, and then came back and did kind of like a group activity on something about diarrhea from the CDC website. And it had a lot to do with like PPE and stuff. So I think that was kind of the idea behind it. But we did that kind of together as a group. And then we did another quiz. We did a quiz on infection prevention after that. So it was a pretty busy day yesterday. And then, I spent pretty much the whole night working on my assignments that are due tonight for clinical, for fundamentals clinical. So basically we have to submit our, what they're calling a scavenger hunt, but it's really just, we had a tour of the facility when we went to clinical on Wednesday, and we're supposed to find where all of the different pieces of equipment and supplies are. I think that's basically the idea of it. But mine was so messy because when we were at clinical, I mean, we were just finding things randomly throughout, and the guy who was doing the tour, the maintenance guy, was telling us all kinds of additional information that wasn't relevant to the scavenger hunt, but maybe relevant like an elephant, relevant just in general. Just checking to see if the line moved or something. But it didn't relate to our scavenger hunt, but it was like written on my paper. So I just printed out a new copy and I was transferring all of the information over to make it just look a little bit nicer. And then the other thing we have to submit tonight is medications. We had 4 categories this week, and it was ACE inhibitor, beta blocker, calcium channel blocker, and diuretic. And then like 7 or 8 topics that we had to write information about those on. So like the mechanism of action, side effects, the adult dose, indications, all of the nursing implications or considerations. So I did all of that yesterday as well. And then I almost finished my nursing care plan. That's the third thing that's due tonight, with our nursing diagnosis on the patient that we chose at the long-term care facility on Wednesday when we were there to do our diagnosis on. So the nursing diagnosis, and then our objective and subjective assessment with our goals, and then interventions, and then the rationale behind it, and then the evaluation. So I almost finished that paper. I was working on it last night, and then this morning I did some, and then this afternoon when I got back from my hair, I was trying to finish it up so I could submit it, but I got a call from one of the other students who was basically just really upset about the current status of her grade. And I tried to let her know, she did really well on the exam 1 for theory. She got like an 87 and the highest was only a 91. So she did really well on the exam, but she was absent this week. So yesterday for like those 3 quizzes and an assignment. And because it updates our grade for what's been submitted and graded so far, she's really upset because she has a C, and you have to have a B or better in order to pass the class. So in her mind, she's failing. But I was trying to explain to her that because our exams are worth 20% of our grade, she's actually in a really good spot right now. Even people who have done really well on the quizzes and the assignments, if they're not doing well on the exams, they're going to fail. So I was trying to explain it to her, but she's really upset, and she was sick, and she still is. So she may not be able to process it all right now. But she was trying to figure out whether she should say something about, the structure of everything and how everything's been just her observations, or if she was going to wait. So she's trying to figure that out. But I gave her, my opinion on it and everything. I tried to calm her down and stuff. But so that ate into my time that I was using to do my assignment. So now I'm stuck here in the line, and after this I got to get home with the kids so that I can get my daughter dressed for tumbling, off to tumbling, and then we won't be back from that until like 6 something. And then we have to eat, she and I, and then I have to have this submitted just a couple of hours after that. So I have to, with no distractions, finish this assignment when I get home. But I just wanted to update you on how the rest of this week went, kind of let you know how lecture ended up being. And I think I found out I got a 70 on the retake of the communication quiz and an 80 on the infection prevention quiz. So like I said, like what I was explaining to the other girl is the quizzes and assignments are just like a very tiny piece. You have to do well on the exams. And because I got an 85 on the exam 1, if I can continue getting 85s on the exams, I'm golden, because you only have to have an 80, and our exams are worth 80% of our grade. So, in my mind, we're fine. So I'm not going to stress too much about quizzes. What I do need to do is make sure that I do well on the exams. But I'm going to finish up this video with that, And I will catch up with you next week for week 2 of clinical site, technically week 3 of clinical week, if that makes sense. All right, bye.